Will AI replace data engineers? Till 2022, the answer was simply no. But now, the answer is changed. Before giving you the final answer, let me just tell you a fun fact. So the fact is, data engineer in 2026 is not the person who just knows SQL, Python and Apache Spark. Till 2022, any organization would have hired you just because you know Apache Spark, SQL and Python. But now these skills are known by data analysts as well. So why they would just hire you as a data engineer? So till 2022, this was the perfect tech stack. But now just go and read the job descriptions and you will see the reality. Then who is a data engineer in 2026? So first of all, you need to understand that data engineering is a complete development, or you can say core development profile. Similar to software engineering. It's a complete stack in itself that covers everything right from the development, CI/CD, everything. So now this person, let's say this person name is Rohan. This Rohan needs to learn the entire tech stack which will cover everything, so much of things, instead of just let's say two or three tools. So now let me just tell you the two most popular tech stacks so that you can understand this thing in detail. Plus you will get the tech stack knowledge as well that is required in today's era. So double benefit for you. So first of all, let's talk about the most popular two tech stacks. The very first popular tech stack is Azure Tech Stack. And I hope if you are coming from the data engineering background, you would know this thing. So the first one is Azure Tech Stack. Now this Rohan needs to know all of the things related to Azure Tech Stack. The first thing which will come here will be, let's say, Data Factory, which will be for your orchestration. Simple. And obviously in the Fabric, it will be Fabric Data Factory, but more and less it is same. Simple. So Azure Data Factory. Now this person needs to know about the data processing as well. It will use Synapse Analytics, or the person can use Azure Databricks as well. And I would say pick Azure Databricks because this is a recommended approach. Now, Azure Databricks alone cannot do the work. Let me tell you why. Because you need to integrate Databricks with Azure. You need to learn about the data lake, ADLS Gen 2. And here I'm not just telling you that you just need to know how to dump the data in ADLS. Not at all. I am talking about how to manage the admin level access, how to manage keywords. You cannot do all of these things. Managed identities in Azure. So you need all of these things, and then only you will be able to build an end-to-end complete data engineering solution. And this is not the end. Then you also need to understand the Git, because Git is such a fundamental thing that I would say every developer needs to know, because in every organization, you will not be the sole developer and you will not be the only developer. You will have the entire team. And if you have worked on actually a real data engineering project, you would know that there will be so many developers working with you. So how will you just manage that thing? Using Git. And at the end, you should know about the CI/CD as well, which is being done by Azure DevOps, or let's say GitHub. It's totally dependent upon the technology that the company uses. But you should know at least a fundamental how you can just create the pull request, because you need to push your changes that you have developed into the production, or at least into the QA. Make sense? So this is a very high level overview. This is the complete Azure tech stack that you need to know. And now let me just tell you the another tech stack that is very popular and very popular nowadays. It is called AWS, or you can say open source, because a lot of company uses open source as well. So now this Rohan, let's say, is working in a new company, and now this company requires a new tech stack. And that is the advantage of data engineering, that we work with different tech stacks. We cannot say, hey, we will not work with you because you are not using my favorite tech stack. You are working for the organization. Organization is not working for you. So you need to adapt as per the tech stack. So let's say you are working in an organization. So here the things will be changed. First of all, you will use here Airflow, which is a very popular open source orchestration framework, and nowadays it is like becoming even more popular. Airflow. Then you will use some, you can say, data processing, and here with the AWS, we majorly use Snowflake, but you can also use Databricks as well. So that is a choice. That is fine. That is not a big thing. Then you need to use Lambda. Then you need to use AWS Glue. Then you need to use IAM. Then you need to know at least Docker, because in AWS, Docker is non-negotiable, bro. Docker is like, how will you create your deployment? How will you deploy the things? Do you just want to create the development? Do you just want to you can say build the projects which you will deploy on your local machine? In the real world, we deploy the things on the cloud as well. So with Docker, you can also alternatively learn K8, which is like Kubernetes, but that is like a choice. But at least you should know Docker, right? So these are the things. And obviously Git, non-negotiable. Git is with everything, and then again with GitHub. So this is called a complete stack. See, and now just tell me, where is Python, SQL and PySpark? Where is Python, SQL, PySpark? Where is Python, SQL, PySpark? Python, SQL, PySpark is the, you can say, common sense things. You have to know Python, SQL, PySpark. So this person, this Rohan, before learning this tech stack, Python, SQL and PySpark, okay, PySpark. These are the obvious ones. You cannot skip that. So if you say that you are a data engineer, any organization would feel and would expect that you already know these things, because this is non-negotiable. Make sense? And you cannot say that, hey, I just know these things and just hire me as a data engineer. No, they want a data engineer which is a complete core development profile. So I hope you have the clarity now. So Python, SQL, PySpark is just the level 1 of your entire data engineering journey. You have to learn the complete stack in order to crack a data engineering job offer in 2026, because that is the definition of data engineer in today's era. And now let me just tell you the answer. AI will not replace data engineers at all, but it will evolve them. What does it mean? Have you heard the line that AI will not replace you, but people using AI will? This is a very accurate line, and this actually fits in the data engineering domain as well. So that means data engineering is now slowly evolving to become an AI data engineering domain, and you should know the fundamentals of AI engineering as well. And let me just tell you why. So first of all, understand what are AI workflows with respect to data engineering. The first thing that we use within data engineering is RAG. RAG means retrieval augmented generation. And this is very simple. Second thing is vector database, where we store vectors in the database. The third thing is orchestration in the form of ETL pipelines that we just do within AI workflows. So everything, all of these things will be done using your AI workflows. So now just tell me one thing, very, very simple question. Who is the master of RAG? Forget about RAG, database, vectors, orchestration, pipelines. Who is the master of all of these things? Data engineers. So obviously you as a data engineer need to know all of these things so that you can just help any organization. Simple. So let me just tell you the entire flow, and now you will know the reason why AI data engineers are not replaceable. So let me just show you. So let's say there is an organization, very big organization, and this big organization has all of the data stored in multiple sources. Let's say databases, let's say any database, let's say MySQL database, which is like very popular one, database, and then some APIs, and then some, like a lot of things. Okay, there can be like so many sources, some file system, some data lake. Okay, so these are like 3 most popular sources where you can just fetch the data from, and some file system if you want to. Let's say some file system is also there, some folders, some restricted folders. So these are, let's say, all of the sources of your organization where they have just stored the data. Simple. Okay, very good. Now just tell me one thing. Who will utilize this data and will create the solution in the form that can be used by anyone? Data engineer. So we will just call Rohan. Rohan, just come here and just please help us to build the data warehouse in the form that we can use it. So this Rohan will utilize this data, who is an AI data engineer. Simple. And this AI data engineer will build the data warehouse. So let's say this data warehouse is built. Wow. Now this data warehouse is not a traditional data warehouse. Now this data warehouse is linked with something called as your vector database. Okay. Now this data warehouse is linked with some AI workflows such as RAG, then some AI automation as well using some frameworks. If you're familiar with Langchain, Langgraph, you would know this thing. So let's say some ETL as well. Okay, perfect. So these things are also there. So now this data warehouse is actually linked with all of these things. Okay. And who performs the data modeling? Again, data engineers. So you need to build the data model in such a way that you will integrate vector DB, ETL workflows, RAG, vectors, embeddings within your traditional data warehouse. Why can't you understand this thing? So this is your new data warehouse, AI data warehouse, I can say. Okay. AI or AI compatible data warehouse, you can just call it anything. I'm just giving a quick name, AI data warehouse. Now this AI data warehouse will be used by the users. These are the users. These users can be your business stakeholders, can be your developers. So let's say there is another developer who uses this thing. Let's say he's a data engineer, or let's say, sorry, data analyst. Okay. So data analyst. Now let's say we have one data scientist as well. So we have so many options. So these are all of these stakeholders which are dependent on this particular data warehouse. Simple. So these are all of the users. Now just tell me one thing. All of these people are dependent on this data, and you know what? There is one more person, not person, basically a kind of dependency, which is already depending on this particular data warehouse, which is called AI. So now, yes, your AI is also dependent on this particular thing. So let's say we have this particular AI. So this is, let's say, AI agent that anyone would have built using Copilot Studio, using your N8N, using your Langgraph, using your Claude Code, anything. So this particular AI agent is also dependent on what? Dependent on this AI data warehouse, because what is AI? AI is something which relies on data. So you are the one who is providing the source to this AI agent. So now just tell me, can you replace this person? No, but this person is what? Who can build this AI data warehouse, and who can just build this data warehouse? Who knows everything that I have just discussed so far? Simple. Why? So in short, now a data engineer is actually evolving to become an AI data engineer so that you can confidently build the end-to-end solutions for the organization. And you know what? This is the best time to learn all of these things, because the similar big shift was seen when we were introduced with some frameworks such as Apache Spark, Kafka, Apache Airflow, and all the early learners got the massive advantage at that time. So do not miss it. So now I hope that you have a very crystal clear answer, and obviously I have given you some to-dos which will actually help you grow in your data engineering journey. Let me just summarize all of these. Number one, you need to build and learn the entire data engineering stack, and do not just focus on Python, SQL, and PySpark. Number two, you have to just learn the AI engineering fundamentals so that you can orchestrate and build the pipelines for the data engineering plus AI. Number three, keep on looking at the job descriptions on a daily or weekly or monthly basis, because you will get to know what are the things being added in your industry, in your domain, so that you can adapt accordingly, because it's all about demand and supply. Simple. And at the end, do not worry at all, because I am there for you to help you out to grow in your data engineering and now, yes, AI data engineering journey. I will try my best to give you the best knowledge, resources, advice, everything without any filter. So just hit the subscribe button in order to support my hard work, and just trust this guy, and happy learning.